हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल। तो आज के वीडियो में हम देखने वाले हैं पॉलिटी का टेस्ट सीरीज़, जिसमें आज हम देखेंगे सेट 5। तो शुरू करते हैं हमारा आज का टेस्ट सीरीज़ और आप मेरे साथ अटेंड कीजिए, और अगर आपको आंसर आता है तो मुझे कमेंट्स में बताइए। सो हमारा फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, कंसिडर द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स रिगार्डिंग द रेट जुरिडिक्शन ऑफ हाई कोर्ट्स। रेट्स कम अंडर द ओरिजिनल जुरिडिक्शन ऑफ हाई कोर्ट. High Court has been empowered to issue writs for the enforcement of fundamental rights and for other purposes. Which of the above statements are correct? तो इसका आंसर है ऑप्शन सी, both 1 and 2. Writs come under the original jurisdiction of High Court, and High Court has been empowered to issue writs for the enforcement of fundamental rights and for other purposes. Consider the following statements. According to the preamble of the Constitution of Kashmir, Kashmir is a temporary part of India. In case of J&K, the residual power belongs to the state's legislature. According to Indian Constitution, Article 370 is a temporary provision granting special autonomous status to Jammu and Kashmir. Which of the above statements are correct? तो इसका आंसर है ऑप्शन बी, 2 and 3. In case of J&K, the residual powers belong to the state's legislature. And according to the Indian Constitution, Article 370 is a temporary provision granting special autonomous status to Jammu and Kashmir. Consider the following statements. State Election Commission is responsible for conducting the elections for legislative assemblies. Election Commission appoints tribunals for the decision of doubts and disputes arising out of or in connection with election to Parliament and state legislatures. Only 2 union territories have legislative assemblies. Which of the above statements are correct? This answer is option B, 2 and 3. Election Commission appoints tribunals for the decision of doubts and disputes arising out of or in connection with election to Parliament and state legislature, and only 2 union territories have legislative assemblies. The objectives or the functions of the Zonal Council does not include which of the following? To help in arresting the growth of acute state consciousness, regionalism, linguism, and particularistic trends. To help in removing the after effects of separation in some cases, so that the process of reorganization, integration, and economic advancement may synchronize. To secure some kind of political equilibrium between different regions of the country. None of the above. तो इसका आंसर होगा ऑप्शन डी, none of the above. Consider the following statements regarding Finance Commission. Finance Commission is a statutory body made by Finance Commission Act 1948. Finance Commission decides the subjects on which center and states can levy taxes respectively. It determines the principles of governing the grants in aid to states. Formation of Niti Aayog has made Finance Commission redundant. Which of the above statements are incorrect? तो इसमें इनकरेक्ट पूछा है, तो इसका आंसर होगा ऑप्शन सी, 1, 2 and 4. Which of the following are the eligibility criteria for a person to be appointed as a Supreme Court judge? The person must be a citizen of India. The person must have attained 35 years of age. A judge of one high court or more continuously for at least 5 years. An advocate in a high court for at least 10 years. A distinguished jurist in the opinion of the President. Select the code from below. तो इसका आंसर होगा ऑप्शन बी, 1, 3, 4 and 5. The person must be a citizen of India, a judge of one high court or more continuously for at least 5 years, an advocate in a high court for at least 10 years, and a distinguished jurist in the opinion of the President. Earlier, the judges of the Supreme Court were appointed by the President on the advice of the Union Cabinet, but the scenario changed after the second judge's case of 1993. In the light of the second judge's case, which of the following statements are correct? Judges are appointed by the President on the recommendation of the Collegium consisting of Chief Justice and 4 senior-most judges. No minister or the executive collectively cannot suggest a name to President. Executive does not have the power to reject the recommended name. Select the code from below. तो इसका आंसर होगा ऑप्शन ए, 1 and 2. Judges are appointed by the President on the recommendation of the Collegium consisting of Chief Justice and 4 senior-most judges, and no minister can no minister or the executive collectively cannot suggest a name to president. Consider the following statements regarding judiciary during British rule. The Indian High Court Act was passed in 1861 and high courts were established at Calcutta, Bombay and Madras. The judges in these high courts were appointed by the Crown. The Indian Penal Code was enacted in the year 1860. Which of the above statements are correct? This answer is option D, all of the above. The Indian High Court Act was passed in 1861 and high courts were established at Calcutta, Bombay and Madras. The judges in these high courts were appointed by the Crown and the Indian Penal Code was enacted in the year 1860. As per Article 143, the President has the power to address questions to the Supreme Court, which he deems important for public welfare. Which of the following statements are correct about advisory jurisdiction of the Supreme Court? The advice given by the Supreme Court under Article 143 is not binding on the President. The Supreme Court may decline to give its opinion under Article 143(1) in cases it does not consider proper or not amenable to such exercise. References made by the Supreme Court under Article 143 are binding on the inferior courts. Select the code from below. इसका आंसर है ऑप्शन ए 1 and 2. The advice given by the Supreme Court under Article 143 is not binding on the President, and the Supreme Court may decline to give its opinion under Article 143(1) in cases it does not consider proper or not amenable to such exercise. Consider the following statements. Family courts are statutory provisions to secure speedy settlement of dispute related to marriage and family affairs. Family courts are established by state governments after consultation with high courts. Select the correct code from the following. This answer is option C, both 1 and 2. Family courts are statutory provision to secure speedy settlement of dispute related to marriage and family affairs, and family courts are established by state governments after consultation with high courts. Consider the following statements. E-Courts is a mission mode project for justice delivery by ICT enablement of courts. According to the project, all the courts, including taluk courts, will get computerized. The project also includes producing witnesses through video conferencing. Which of the above statements are correct? इसका आंसर है ऑप्शन डी, all of the above. E-Courts is a mission mode project for justice delivery by ICT enablement of courts. According to the project, all the courts, including taluk courts, will get computerized, and the project also includes producing witnesses through video conferencing. Two or more states can have a common high court. A common high court for two or more states and union territory may be established by the President, the Parliament by law, the state governments of the respective states, the governors of the respective states. This answer is option B, the Parliament by law. Consider the following statements related to organization of panchayats. A Gram Sabha consists of all the adult, that means voters, living in the area of a Gram Panchayat. Gram Sabha is an executive committee but not a legal body. Gram Panchayat is the village assembly of Gram Sabha. Which of the above statements are correct? इसका आंसर है ऑप्शन ए 1 only. A Gram Sabha consists of all the adults, that means voters, living in the area of a Gram Panchayat. Consider the following statements. Collective responsibility is the bedrock principle of parliamentary government. The ministers are collectively responsible to the parliament. The principle of collective responsibility implies that Rajya Sabha can remove the ministry from office by passing a vote of no confidence. Choose the correct code. इसका आंसर है ऑप्शन ए 1 and 2. Collective responsibility is the bedrock principle of parliamentary government, and the ministers are collectively responsible to the parliament. Panchayats receive funds from which of the following sources? Funds released by state government on recommendations of State Finance Commission, funds for implementation of central sponsored schemes, local body grants as recommended by Central Finance Commission. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. इसका आंसर है ऑप्शन डी 1, 2 and 3. Funds released by state governments on recommendation of State Finance Commission, funds for implementation of central sponsored scheme and local body grants as recommended by Central Finance Commission. Sources of income of Gram Panchayats are taxes on property, land, goods and cattle, grants in aid from the state government only, land revenue collected by the panchayats, tax on extraction of minerals. Choose the correct course from below options. इसका आंसर है ऑप्शन ए 1 only, taxes on property, land, goods and cattle. Consider the following statements. The state governments are under the constitutional obligation to adopt the new Panchayati Raj system. The compulsory provision of the Act have to be included in the state laws creating the new Panchayati Raj system. The voluntary provisions may be included at the direction of the state. Which of the above given statements is or are incorrect in regard to Panchayati Raj system of India? तो इसमें इनकरेक्ट पूछा है तो इसका आंसर होगा ऑप्शन डी नन. The Constitution 73rd Amendment Act 1992, which aims at promoting the Panchayati Raj institution in the country, provides for which of the following? Constitution of District Planning Commission, State Election Commission to conduct all Panchayat elections, establishment of State Finance Commission. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. This answer है option C 2 and 3 only. State Election Commissions to conduct all Panchayat elections and establishment of State Finance Commission. Which of the following statements are correct recommendations of the Ashok Mehta? Which of the following committee were appointed by the government specifically for Panchayati Raj? Balwant Rai Mehta Committee, Ashok Mehta Committee, GVK Rao Committee, LM Singhvi Committee. Select the code from below. इसका आंसर है ऑप्शन सी 2 and 4, Ashok Mehta Committee and LM Singhvi Committee. Which of the following statements are correct recommendations of the Ashok Mehta Committee? The 3-tier system of Panchayati Raj should be replaced by the 2-tier system. The Panchayati Raj institutions should have compulsory powers of taxation to mobilize their own financial resources. Political parties should not participate in Panchayati elections. Select the code from the following. This answer is option A 1 and 2. The 3-tier system of Panchayati Raj should be replaced by 2-tier system, and the Panchayati Raj institutions should have compulsory powers of taxation to mobilize their own financial resources. Which of the following personalities came up with the concept of Gram Swaraj? Madan Mohan Malviya, J.P. Narayan, वल्लभ भाई पटेल, महात्मा गांधी. तो इसका आंसर है ऑप्शन डी महात्मा गांधी. According to 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act, the minimum age for contesting elections to the Panchayati Raj institutions should be 18 years, 30 years, 21 years, 25 years. तो इसका आंसर है ऑप्शन सी 22 years. Under which of the following circumstances can President remove the chairman or any other member of UPSC? If he is adjudged an insolvent, that is, has gone bankrupt, if he engages during his term of office in any paid employment outside the duties of his office, if he is, in the opinion of the Supreme Court, unfit to continue in office by reason of infirmity of mind or body. Select the code from following. This consider option A 1 and 2. If he is adjust and insolvent, that is, has gone bankrupt, and if he engages during his term of office in any paid employment outside the duties of his office. Consider the following statements. A cantonment board is established for municipal administration for civilian population in the cantonment area. A cantonment board is created as well as administered by the central government. It works under the administrative control of the Defense Ministry of the central government. Which of the above statements are correct? Please consider option D, all of the above. A cantonment board is established for municipal administration for civilian population in the cantonment area. A cantonment board is created as well as administered by the central government, and it works under the administrative control of the Defense Ministry of the central government. Consider the following statements. The concept of unified judiciary, which refers to single system of courts, has been derived from American Constitution. The Supreme Court of India succeeded the Federal Court of India, established under the Independence of India Act 1947. In India, the subordinate courts cannot enforce the laws enacted by central government. Choose the correct code. Please consider option D, none of the above. As per Article 142, who is empowered to enforce the decrees of the Supreme Court? The Parliament, the President, the Governor, the Prime Minister. Please consider option B, the President. Consider the following statements. In India, increasing the number of judges of the Supreme Court requires constitutional amendment. The Chief Justice is appointed by the President after consultation with the Prime Minister. The consultation of the Chief Justice is obligatory for the President in the case of appointment of a judge other than Chief Justice. Choose the correct code. Please consider option C, 1 and 3 only. In India, increasing the number of judges of the Supreme Court requires constitutional amendment, and the consultation of the Chief Justice is obligatory for the President in the case of appointment of a judge other than Chief Justice. The judges of Supreme Court are appointed by President after consultation with the Chief Justice and such other judges of the Supreme Court and the High Courts as it deems necessary. Consider the following statements in the light of this argument. The advice tendered by the Chief Justice of India after consulting two of his senior-most colleagues is binding on the President. The sole opinion of the Chief Justice of India, who constitutes the constitutional process. The recommendation made by the Chief Justice of India without complying with the norms and requirements of the consultation process are not binding on the government. Choose the correct code. Please consider option B, 1 and 3 only. Consider the following statements. The Constitution has a provision that a judge of the Supreme Court holds office until he attains the age of 65 years. The tenure of Supreme Court judge is fixed by the Constitution. The judge of a Supreme Court can resign from his office by writing to the Parliament. Choose the correct code. Please consider option A, 1 only. The Constitution has a provision that a judge of the Supreme Court hold office until he attains the age of 65 years. Consider the following statements. The impeachment procedure for the Chief Justice of India requires special majority of both the Houses of Parliament. The other judges of the Supreme Court are impeached by the simple majority of both the Houses of Parliament. No judge of the Supreme Court has been impeached and after independence. Choose the correct code. Please consider option B, 1 and 3 only. Chief Justice of India is called as the master of the roster. Consider the following statements about it. It refers to the privileges of the Chief Justice to constituent benches to hear cases. It is recognition of superior authority of the Chief Justice over his colleagues. As per the Constitution, it is the sole prerogative of the Chief Justice to constitute the benches of the court and allocate cases to the benches so constituted. Choose the correct code. This consider option A, one only. It refers to the privilege of the Chief Justice to constitute benches to hear cases. Consider the following statements. The Chief Justice of India can appoint a judge of a High Court as an ad hoc judge of the Supreme Court for a temporary period after consultation with the senior-most judge of the Supreme Court. A retired judge of the Supreme Court alone can be approved by a judge, can be appointed as a judge of the Supreme Court for a temporary period after consultation with the President. Choose the correct code. This answer is option D, none of the above. As per Article 143, the President refers the constitutional cases to the Supreme Court. These cases are decided by a bench consisting of how many judges? At least 3 judges, at least 5 judges, at least 7 judges, at least 9 judges. This answer is option B, at least 5 judges. Which of the following are the constitutional provisions to safeguard and ensure the independent and impartial functioning of the Supreme Court? The judges of the Supreme Court are appointed by the President in consultation with the members of the judiciary itself. The Constitution prohibits any discussion in Parliament or in state legislature with respect to the conduct of the judges of the Supreme Court. The judges of the Supreme Court can be removed from office by the President only in the manner and on the grounds mentioned in the Constitution. Choose the correct code. This answer is option D, all of the above, 1, 2 and 3. The original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court does not extend to which of the following matters? A dispute arising out of any pre-constitution treaty, agreement, covenant, engagement, synod, or other similar instrument. Interstate water disputes, matter referred to the Finance Commission. Ordinary dispute of commercial nature between the center and the state. Choose the correct code. This answer है option D, all of the above. A dispute arising out of any pre-constitution treaty, agreement, covenant, engagement, synod, or other similar instrument. Interstate water dispute, matters referred to the Finance Commission. Ordinary dispute of commercial nature between the center and state. तो ये सब सुप्रीम कोर्ट के ओरिजिनल जुरिडिक्शन में नहीं आता है. Consider the following statements about the advisory jurisdiction of Supreme Court. On any question of law or fact of public importance which has arisen or which is likely to arise, the Supreme Court must tender its opinion to the President. On any dispute arising out of any pre-constitution treaty, agreement, covenant, engagement, synod, or other similar instrument, the Supreme Court may tender or may refuse to tender its opinion to the President. Choose the correct code. This answer is option D, none of the above. The Supreme Court is referred to as a court of record. What does this connote? The judgments, proceedings, and acts of the Supreme Court are recorded for perpetual memory and testimony, but these records do not have any evidentiary value. It has power to punish for contempt of all the courts and tribunals functioning in the country. Choose the correct code. इसका आंसर है ऑप्शन बी 2 only. It has power to punish for contempt of all the courts and tribunals functioning in the country. Consider the following statements. Judicial review is the power of the Supreme Court alone to examine the constitutionality of legislative enactments and executive orders of the central governments. The term judicial review has been clearly defined in the Constitution. Choose the correct code. इसका आंसर है ऑप्शन डी none of the above. Which of the following articles has the provision that the law declared by Supreme Court to be binding on all courts? Article 140, Article 141, Article 142, Article 143. तो इसका आंसर है ऑप्शन बी आर्टिकल 141. Consider the following statements. The Constitution of India provides for a high court for each state, but there can be a common high court for 2 or more states. The Parliament can extend the jurisdiction of a high court to any union territory or exclude the jurisdiction of a high court from any union territory after consultation with the President. The governor of the state concerned determines the strength of a particular high court from time to time. Choose the correct code. तो इसका आंसर है ऑप्शन सी 1 only. The Constitution of India provides for a high court for each state, but there can be a common high court for 2 or more states. Consider the following statements. The Chief Justice of a High Court is appointed by the President after consultation with the Chief Justice of India only. The Constitution makes no provisions for appointment of a distinguished jurist as a judge of a high court, unlike in the case of Supreme Court. To be appointed as a judge of a high court, a person should have been an advocate of a high court for 10 years. Choose the correct code. तो इसका आंसर है ऑप्शन बी 2 and 3 only. Consider the following statements. The appellate jurisdiction of High Court is wider than its original jurisdiction. The High Court has appellate jurisdiction in both civil and criminal matters, whereas Supreme Court has appellate jurisdiction in criminal matters only. Choose the correct code. This answer is option A 1 only. The appellate jurisdiction of High Court is wider than its original jurisdiction. The Bombay High Court, which has its seat at Bombay, includes in itself the jurisdiction of which of the following states and union territories? Maharashtra, Goa, Dadar and Nagar Haveli, Daman and Diu. Choose the correct code. This answer option D all of the above. Maharashtra, Goa, Dadar and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu. Consider the following statements. The Panchayati Raj institutions should be constitutionally recognized, protected and preserved. Naya Panchayat should be established for a cluster of villages. The judicial tribunals should be established in each state to adjudicate controversies about elections to the Panchayati Raj institutions, their dissolution and other matters related to their functioning. Which of the following committees vouched for the above said provisions? L.M. Singhvi Committee, G.V.K. Rao Committee, Balwant Rai Mehta Committee, Hanumant Rao Committee. तो इसका आंसर है ऑप्शन ए L.M. Singhvi Committee. Which of the following constitutes the compulsory provision of the Part 11 of the Constitution? Organization of Gram Sabha in a village or group of villages, direct elections to all seats in panchayats at the village, intermediate and district levels, providing reservation of seats, both members and chairpersons, for backward classes in panchayats at any level, granting financial powers to the panchayats, that is, authorizing them to collect and appropriate taxes, duties, tolls and fees. Choose the correct code. तो इसका आंसर है ऑप्शन बी 1 and 2 only. Organization of Gram Sabha in a village or group of villages and direct elections of all seats in panchayats at the village, intermediate and district levels. A notified area committee is set up to administer which of the following areas? Administration of a small town, a fast developing town due to industrialization, a town which does not yet fulfill the conditions necessary for the constitution of a municipality. Choose the correct code. This can answer option C 2 and 3 only. A fast developing town due to industrialization and a town which does not yet fulfill all the conditions necessary for the constitution of a municipality. Consider the following statements about the Central Council of Local Government. It is an advisory body set up under the Article 263 of the Constitution of India. Presently, it deals with matters of urban local government only. The Prime Minister acts as the chairman of the council. Choose the correct code. This can answer option A 1 and 2 only. It is an advisory body set up under the Article 263 of the Constitution of India and presently deals with matters of urban local government only. Consider the following statements. The Constitution has authorized the Parliament to determine the strength of UPSC as it deems necessary. The Constitution authorizes the President to determine the condition of service of the Chairman and other members of the Commission. When the President has referred the matter of removal of UPSC Chairman or members on the grounds of misbehavior to the Supreme Court, its decision is binding on the President. Choose the correct code. This answer is option B 2 and 3 only. Consider the following statements. This office has been described as the most important office under the Constitution of India by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He is appointed by the President of India by a warrant under his hand and seal. He enjoys the same status as a judge of Supreme Court of India in Indian order of precedence. Which of the following is being referred to here? CAG, the Election Commission, the Union Public Service Commission, the National Commission for SCs. This answer is option A, CAG. Consider the following statements about the Attorney General. The term of office of the Attorney General is not fixed by the Constitution, but it contains the procedure and grounds for his removal. He holds office during the pleasure of the President. He has the right to speak, right to vote, and to take part in the proceedings of both the Houses of Parliament. Choose the correct code. This answer is option B 2 only. He holds office during the pleasure of the President. Consider the following statements and identify the correct ones. Qatar is the world's largest exporter of liquefied natural gas. Qatar is one of the founding members of the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries. Select the correct statements. This answer is option A 1 only. Qatar is the world's largest exporter of liquefied natural gas. Which of the following are recognized Sikh Takht? Akal Takht Amritsar, Takht Hajur Sahib Nanded, Takht Patna Sahib Bihar. Select the correct code. This answer is option C 1, 2 and 3. Akal Takht Amritsar, Takht Hajur Sahib Nanded, Takht Patna Sahib Bihar. Consider the following statements with respect to the Driving Change Together Partnership. It is a dedicated framework for encouraging technological and organizational changes in the sector to further develop zero-emission transport. It is launched by European Union. Select the correct code. This answer is option A 1 only. Mekedatu Dam project, which is often seen in news, is being built across which of the following rivers? Kaveri, Mandavi, Krishna, Godavari. तो इसका आंसर है ऑप्शन ए कावेरी. Most of the whale witchings are seen in New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, Caribbean island, Mediterranean countries. तो इसका ऑप्शन है ए न्यूजीलैंड. Consider the following statement with respect to palladium. It is used in catalytic converters that convert the harmful gases in car exhaust into less toxic substances. It is mostly mined in South Africa and Russia. Select the correct statements. This answer is option C, both 1 and 2. It is used in catalytic converters that convert the harmful gases in car exhaust into less toxic substances, and it is mostly mined in South Africa and Russia. Consider the following statement with respect to wind-solar hybrid system. It reduces the requirement of land and transmission facilities. The cost of hybrid system is cheaper than pure play solar system. Select the correct statements. This answer is option C, both 1 and 2. It reduces the requirement of land and transmission facilities, and the cost of hybrid system is cheaper than pure play solar system. Consider the following statement with respect to Sabar community. They belong to the Munda ethnic group. They live mainly in the western Ghats of Kerala. Select the correct statements. This answer is option A, 1 only. They belong to the Munda ethnic group. Article 50 of the Treaty on European Union is often seen news in the context of Brexit, protest in France, xenophobia, bilateral trade investment agreement. This answer is option A, Brexit. Consider the following statement with respect to National Security Act 1980. It empowers the central government and state government to detain a person to prevent him or her from acting in any manner prejudicial to the security of India. Foreigners are not under the ambit of this act. The maximum period of detention is 12 months. Select the correct statement. This answer is option C, 1 and 3. Consider the following statements with respect to Global Carbon Project. It is an outcome of the climate summit held in Paris in 2015. India is the brainchild behind this project. Select the correct statements. Its answer is option D, neither 1 nor 2. Turmeric from which of the following places are famous? Sangli, Vaigaon, Kandhamal. Select the correct code. Its answer is option C, 1, 2 and 3. Sangli, Vaigaon and Kandhamal. Mandechu River primarily flows in Nepal, Bhutan, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh. तो इसका आंसर है ऑप्शन बी, भूटान. World Intellectual Property Indicators is published by World Economic Forum, World Intellectual Property Organization, International Association for the Protection of Intellectual Property, International Federation of Intellectual Property Attorneys. तो इसका आंसर है ऑप्शन बी, वर्ल्ड इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. Consider the following statement with respect to Swadesh Darshan scheme. It is one of the flagship schemes of the Prime Ministry of Tourism for development of thematic circuits in the country in a planned and prioritized manner. Central financial assistance to state governments or union territory administrations for infrastructure development is provided. Select the correct statements. तो इसका आंसर है ऑप्शन सी, बोथ 1 and 2. The Galapagos Island is a volcanic archipelago in the Indian Ocean, Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Arctic Ocean. तो इसका आंसर है ऑप्शन बी, पैसिफिक ओशन. Rights of Persons with Disability Act 2016 includes which of the following? Acid attack victims, hemophilia, sickle cell disease. Select the correct code. This answer is option C, all of the above. Acid attack victims, hemophilia and sickle cell disease. Ex-sinew Maitri is bilateral exercise between India and Japan, China, South Korea, Singapore. तो इसका ऑप्शन है, आंसर है ऑप्शन ए, जापान. Consider the following statements with respect to GSAT-11. It is part of ISRO's high throughput communication satellite fleet. It will provide high-speed internet data services at the rate of to Indian users. Select the correct statement. इसका आंसर है ऑप्शन सी, both 1 and 2. Mandana paintings is associated with महाराष्ट्र, राजस्थान, वेस्ट बंगाल, बिहार. तो इसका आंसर है ऑप्शन बी, राजस्थान. Consider the following statements about Saharia tribe. They are primarily involved in mining and smelting iron. They are also involved in salt farming in the run of Kutch. Select the correct code. तो इसका आंसर है ऑप्शन डी, neither 1 nor 2. Consider the following statements with respect to gross fixed capital formation. It is a component of the expenditure on gross domestic product. It excludes land purchases and effects of depreciation. Select the correct code. This answer is option C, both 1 and 2. It is a component of the expenditure on gross domestic product and it excludes land purchases and effects of depreciation. Kondinya Wildlife Sanctuary is located in Arunachal Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Mizoram, Manipur. This answer is option B, Andhra Pradesh. Great hornbill is found in India, Nepal, Thailand. Select the correct code. This answer is option C, 1, 2 and 3. India, Nepal and Thailand. Jumanji Declaration is associated with United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, G20, BRICS, Climate Vulnerable Forum. This answer is option D, Climate Vulnerable Forum. तो इसी के साथ हमारा आज का टेस्ट सीरीज़ कंप्लीट होता है। और अगर आप चैनल पे नए हैं तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिए और बेल आइकन पर क्लिक कर दीजिए ताकि आपको सारे वीडियोस के अपडेट्स मिल सकें। और अगर आपको वीडियो अच्छा लगे तो लाइक कर दीजिए, साथ ही अपने दोस्तों के साथ शेयर कीजिए ताकि उन्हें भी हेल्प हो सके। तो हमारा आज का ये सेशन यहीं तक था। थैंक यू, थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग।